Yeah, yeah, living on a red line. Yeah, living on a red line. And I don't really care about the next guy. All right, so let me
Yeah.
clip up then. Let me just get on to business then one time. So, like I say, right, I was checking out, some history on this hantavirus because obviously, just like with COVID, right, when it was big around the world, that wasn't the first time it was known about. It wasn't new. You know what I mean? So I went check it out. Apparently, it was first discovered after the Korean War, which was back in the 50s, between 1950 and 1953. It was like a common ailment among soldiers,
Back then.
yeah, around the Hantan River. Apparently, you see where it gets its name from. Yeah,
Mm.
check. So within a few years now, other hantaviruses were discovered throughout Europe. Now, hold on a second, I'll break this down for you because they say other ones, right? So every different species of rodent has a different type of hantavirus. You understand? Um, so like it got two types generally, the old world and the new world. We all know what I mean. I ain't gotta go into no details on that one, right? But I was checking out fatality rates with this thing as well. And the old world fatality rates are between 1 to 15%. And the new world fatality rates are up to 50%.
Wait. Hold on.
Because
I
we
gotta
got it
need
popping like
you.
that over here, apparently.
I hear what you say, Killer.
Because we got it popping like that over here,
I
apparently.
just think that when they brought us from over there where we were building our immunity stronger towards it and then bring us in the new world, you see what I'm saying? Our immunity only now starting to grow for this thing. That's why it probably still so high. But I know what you were gonna say, Q.
What I was gonna say, what if the virus mutated because of the environment coming
But that's a
across now?
big factor I was reading about as well. Environmental factors is what has helped it to
Yeah.
boost even how we contract it. So
Like
obviously we
like
contracting it through
yeah,
aerosols,
right.
droplets with moist excrement, but it ain't only mice, bats as well, and a couple of other rodent type species, right? So back to this cruise ship, which is now the latest fucking news on it, right? So obviously that food was contaminated. This is where we got to look at because how else would they have gotten it? Because that's the way it spreads to humans. That's how it's transmitted mainly. Either you eat something that's contaminated, or they bite you, or they scratch you. And
So,
nobody in report getting scratched.
so I actually today earlier this morning read more about the person that they've identified as patient zero on the cruise ship. And
Right.
apparently he's an ornithologist, which is a person who studies birds. And they basically traced his movements before he would have gotten on the ship. And apparently he went bird watching in a landfill. And
Mm.
that's where they think is the most likely place that he contracted the virus.
Wait. Just for
So it seems like
clarification
he got
purposes
on
for my
that ship.
brain.
Yeah, it seems like he got on that ship with the virus. That's it. That's certainly what it seems like.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
long is the gestation period? How long does it take
The
to
incubation period. Ooh,
incubation or
let's
whatever?
find out.
Bro.
Google, guys.
That's the question because
It would
if he's on the trip, if he's on the thing a week and then he starts and it's a 5-day thing, then it could be on the ship.
right.
But if it's like it take 2 weeks and he on the ship for a week,
Yeah. Makes sense.
Bruh. Hold on. I'm trying to look at this from PubMed because Google got their like AI
yeah,
the
you
AI
gotta
we run right out. I want to
You
see
got
what
you,
PubMed.
you, you
you
got
gotta
you
check it.
got you got to check out the Simpsons breakdown too.
So Is this okay? So I'm looking at the Andes strain because this is the strain that was identified from that cruise ship, and it's looking like between 14 and 32 days.
He
As little
definitely
as
come in there
14
with that.
and as long as 32 days is what they've observed.
He
Yeah,
definitely came in there with that.
yeah,
It would seem more highly in that
more,
direction that he
yeah.
brought that in there with him.
He brought that,
Yeah.
which is crazy to bring it on a ship, bro.
But I mean, he wouldn't have
That's
known.
crazy.
He
No,
wouldn't
he
have
wouldn't know, but that's crazy.
Yeah. And I think it's part of why, like for me, it was part of why during COVID when people were being so up in arms about taking preventative measures, right? Like I understand we don't like mask wearing. We can be a very touchy-feely people at times, so we're not trying to respect that whole 6 foot whatever. But the preventative measures ain't just for you. They're for people that you care
Yeah,
as well. If you know you have like persons in your family that are immunocompromised, you have people
yeah,
in your family that struggle with chronic illnesses that could actually make contracting a virus even worse for them. It's kind of not always about you. You cannot be at the center of your world all day, every day, man. It's
yeah. I
no,
hope you're not. Jesus,
that,
that would, I hope you're not. That's all I gotta say.
yeah,
I just saying that to all people, like, geez.
like, come on, man. The actor, I don't know if you guys remember that news story that came out, the actor Gene Hackman. That's what him and his wife were found to have
Hmm.
contracted because she would have passed away. And oh my gosh, that story was really heartbreaking,
Yeah, man. There was a ton of those stories. A
I
ton of
was
them.
so sad.
There was a lot of I was in the States during the later half of COVID, and the amount of people that had to go to work
Mm,
and then still had to come home to a sick person. So they had like some people were just quarantining their whole entire like house was quarantined off so they could go to work because the other person was home and they had to stay home because they couldn't work. It was like, all kind of
yeah,
stuff like that. It's crazy. That was a crazy time. So many people died alone, and it's just sad.
that's the sad part. And like thinking back to their story, because I think that was fairly recent. And when you see the headline, actor Gene Hackman and his wife
Mm-hmm.
found dead in their home, and then you read the article a couple days later, like after the discovery and they've done autopsies and all of that, and you see hantavirus, I was already like, pack it up. We just went through COVID.
Can't
Like
win.
we're just recovering.
Can't
Sometimes I wake up in the morning
Still
and I
recovering.
still
can't
think
win.
it's March of 2020 because where did those 5 years go?
Okay.
Yeah, but listen to this, right? Yeah, checking out how like it could spread human to human, right?
All right.
And this is the weirdest thing. That's why for me, I always like the biggest conspiracy theorist, right? Because he specifically got the only hantavirus that could be transmitted between people.
But I mean, he was in an area. I think they said the landfill that he was in Argentina, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Andes virus, as you say. But I'm just saying, he specifically got the only out of all the ones that they done traced and figured out that exist, the only one that could be
You ever
transmitted.
you ever hear there's a rap song that's it's like 8 billion ways to die, choose one.
Yeah, he chose the one to kill 8 billion though.
The
You see?
amount of people we have, no, here's the thing. The amount of people we have in the world now, right? The chances of a crazy death happening are far higher because we have that many people to have a chance. And furthermore, we have higher chances of seeing that death on camera because there's so many cameras out here now.
Okay, so peep
Yeah,
this,
so
right?
he win the lottery and he didn't even know.
He ain't even know.
The loser lottery. Anyhow, to go along with what you're saying, right, Keo? To agree with you. What?
No, I
That's
mean,
a
go ahead.
bad fucking lottery to
No,
win.
it's true.
Well,
It's true. It's true. It's
terrible. We
true.
don't disagree there.
Too
That's
soon.
why.
Too soon.
What?
It's just
Keanu broke his neck there. Like, bro, come back, Buster Rhymes. What you doing?
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right?
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
So, like I was saying, to agree with you, right? That because the world is so much people and, they're so connected and everything. Yes, you're right. So then there's possibly been more and more of the same
Undiscovered
virus deaths
cases.
that happened that wasn't
Yes.
transmittable between
Yes.
people. Like,
Yes.
say, the one that stood out to us was the
Yes.
wife of Gene
Yeah.
Hackman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 I
Mhm.
think about that all the time,
Okay.
bro.
All right, then we on the same page. Then we could
Yeah.
change it
No.
now.
I mean, no, because like even if you think about, you remember a few years back they had that Ebola outbreak, and the
Yeah.
people had jumped on a plane with Ebola and everything. Yo, that was probably worse than we knew. Because I heard stories about what was actually going on in Africa. Like the fact that they brought people back was actually kind of wild because like there was like they were downplaying how bad it was. You feel me? Like they didn't say how bad it was. They brought these people back to the States and they were like, "Oh, we trying to da 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 da." It was like, "Yo, people really died in Africa, like couple thousand people, type stuff." Like they didn't say nothing about that. You know what I mean?
We
I
aren't
would
the
not
center of
not
their
expect
world,
that.
so
Well, obviously, yeah. But even when you're talking about public health, that's
Yeah,
all
but
I'm
that's
saying.
the only time it's serious like that is when it breaks beyond those borders, though.
So,
That's when it
which
become
is,
an issue.
which is why
Not
I think
not
the
like
gene
not like it become an issue to us because us
no,
being,
yeah,
what I mean, we think about
yeah.
shit like that, but just to the general world.
Well, you think about the Gene Hackman story itself, that's why it breaks through. Boom.
If I be
Because
honest with you, bro, I didn't even know about the Gene Hackman
me
and his
neither,
wife
me
story
neither.
until I checked out for this subject. I just be because I don't keep up with certain aspects of pop culture. Like
mhm.
they have no bearing on my life. So it's like, yeah, I know Gene
Well,
Hackman. He was
He was an
Lex
actor.
Luthor, right? In the
I
old
think so, yeah.
Superman movies,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, I think so.
I know you do a lot more than that, but
Bro,
that's like the
you better
one that
That's
than me,
what
popped to
bro.
you
me
know
at
him
the
for,
first.
yeah.
That's the one that I mean. I like a superhero movie. You ain't catching me going to the movies unless
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
Marvel. Back on topic. Let's go. Back on topic.
All right, all right, all right. All right, let me run a little opening note and then we can jump into a couple stories and
Yeah.
then keep it simple and push on. Um, I can tell my story right now, actually. My favorite, this is a story from Irma, a disaster story. It's my favorite thing that happened during Irma. One day we went, we were driving down to the valley. It was after the storm had hit, so chaos everywhere. It was like the first week after, first couple of days. And it's probably like a day after, 2 days after. Driving the roads was tough. You had to dip, dodge, dive, go through all the, you know, everything, the poles down and everything. But there's a store on the island, East End, Best Buy, right? Best Buy's refrigerator was like got blown completely down. So the whole freezer was like everything inside was just gone. So there were people in the back, the workers in the back were just like, "Yo, come if you want it, come." So we pulled up with my truck, me and my cousin Shaquille. We threw probably like probably 10 cases of chicken wings, all kind of bags of onions, bags of potatoes, all kinds of stuff.
Why
Threw
not?
that stuff in the truck, and we were driving home. And as we driving home, everybody we see, "Yo, you want kids of chicken? Ah. Yo, you want kids of chicken? Ah."
Why
And
not?
everybody was
That's sick.
eating good.
And
That's
that's
the
some,
best.
and that sums up Alma.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, it was like that kind of situation. So that's
That's
my,
that
yeah,
sums up the
good.
other side of Irma.
The other side,
When we came
not
out the
all,
other side.
yeah, yeah, not all disaster stories are terrible. That's why I wanted to open with that. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
sometimes you get to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, tonight in episode 3, we're gonna take a little practical look at disaster preparedness and talk about what we doing, what we've been doing, Are we forgetting about the lessons that we've had in the past? Um, what are we doing to build? What solutions is the Caribbean building? You know, I got a couple little stories from around to talk about some issues. I don't know about y'all, but 6 months without power is quite tough. Some of y'all probably wasn't as bad as me, but it was tough. Yeah. So let's keep it real today and tell a couple stories. I want to start off with let me get Romero because he been quiet today.
Oh boy.
Give me your best story about Armand, good, bad, or indifferent. Let me hear it.
The most I could say, at least going back to that whole experience, was I think by now all of us would have probably experienced hurricanes to some shape or form. I think all the way right down from Hurricane Lenny, most of us should be able to remember. That one was an interesting experience. We were trapped in the house for a couple days, or 1 2 days. And then even actually after the fact, being able to actually go outside and you like, yo, but where all this water come from?
You
Yeah,
know,
I
Lenny
mean,
was on my trip for real.
no, it's like, cause remember, like me and you going to Valley School. I remember my dad, like we did the whole sightseeing thing and whatnot, like going to Santa Ground and practically seeing the sea meeting upon, that middle river. Part of the road actually just eroded, like gone river. To now you gone by the Lansing Bowl Cultural Center and you see the water practically meeting the second floor ashes. You can't go past what at the time would have had the like the National Trust area. Like if I remember like the National Trust area that was in the valley
Mm.
where the Valley Clinic is now. So it's like, yo, so like all the people like that live in there, like they just like don't exist no more. Like that like that's what going on. No,
Questions that was
no,
buzzing.
like no, like legit because like yo, like yeah, I mean you see the water that like taking like the height of like the Ronald Webster
But
Park wall.
hold on. Keela, your house wasn't down in there?
There we go. There we
I've
go.
often wondered like what people thought when they were going through there because we left pretty early. Like
So,
as soon as water started coming, because what saved our house was that there's a basement. So most of the water ended up in the basement. Thank God. But when my mother started seeing the water like pooling in the basement and how much it was, and then it started coming up the stairs, we listened to a piece of the roof say,
peace out.
she was like, all right, everybody, grab your go bag.
Yeah.
She put me on her back. And I was like 4 or 5 at the time. And they called my godmother, Bernie Stevenson. She had lived up Roaches Hill at the time. And she was like, I gonna meet you down by like close to the burial ground, right there in the valley bottom. Cause she could not drive through. All there was flooded.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember, I don't know if y'all know where Mr. Wood's shop was, right there in the valley, like to turn to go by the burial ground right there. But just in that area, the water was like rushing. And my brother like was about to trip and fall. And I just remember seeing my father throw his hand out and grab him by his shirt.
Big up
And
Mr. Skelly one time, yo.
You know?
Let's see a real life,
My
a real
class
life
5
hero.
teacher boy. Big up
that
Mr.
is
Skelly.
that is Hurricane Lenny memory. Just
Yeah,
being on my mother's back, and then we got like around the
that's
burial
crazy.
ground area, and after that, I didn't care about nothing because I was up Roaches Hill playing with my cousins. I didn't care about nothing. Like, when we
As it,
going home? Oh, we don't know. No problem.
No problem.
No
don't know.
problem. I'm fine. I don't care.
But as I said, it's like I think in one instance, like that hurricane would have like sensitized a lot of us as to
Mhm.
like what to expect when it comes to a hurricane. Like we just feel like a
But you
hurricane, quote
young,
unquote,
bro. But you
sitting up. Yeah,
young.
we young. Like I know
Sorry to say, bro, you
you experienced
young.
hurricane that
I want here
Lewis
for
and Don them.
Lewis.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, but we were toddlers.
Yeah, but
like
this is what I'm
we
saying.
wouldn't be
So
able
I
to
ain't got no
comprehend that.
memory of these
Nope.
danger. Like Lewis literally make me bleed. I still got a scar on my leg from a big piece of glass that bust and stabbed me in my leg for Lewis. Damn son.
Bro, I was gonna
Bruh.
talk about Lewis too. I got some
Anyhow,
memories from Lewis.
listen. We way off topic.
No, we not.
No, we
now
on
we
topic. We on topic.
we're trying to
We
transition
want to talk about
up to
COVID,
Alma.
about fucking Irma.
No,
Let's
this
come
is
back to
good.
the
No
21st
disaster on a
century.
hold. We on disasters on a hold.
We did that. Yeah.
Louis,
No.
Lewis
This
was
is
like
important.
19,000 years ago.
Yeah.
No,
Yo,
what I'm saying is there was a real large gap of, okay, we had some real serious hurricanes and disasters. Cause like we could even recall like, the whole like ass situation with the eruption from Montserrat and that kind of stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
at a certain point, like my generation was like, yo, we don't want nothing to do with what call a natural disaster at all.
that's true.
Anytime we hear anything pop off, yo, we done up in the air. We like something else again.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
true too.
but there was like this. There was a good chunk of like it even came to a point where like we started making jokes of hurricanes. Like you realize that I had a point where people was like, "Dang up, that hit me." We didn't get bored up.
Because we were a lot of hurricanes, like a lot of major hurricanes missed us. Like we would get the alert from DDM or from like Radio Anguilla or whatever, and we would start to prepare, and then nothing because it would just like swerve off track. And like I realized that Caribbean people, not just Caribbean people, but humans have a way of using humor to process like really. I gonna fight my dogs. I'm sorry. Humans have a real cool way. It can be annoying sometimes of using humor to like process really traumatic stuff. Because at the end of the day, if you don't laugh, you're gonna ball. And I ain't think people want to be balling all the time.
No,
Very true.
that's the key to all of the diaspora coming through all of what we've done. There's a term we have that term jollification, you know. But
Yeah.
what jollification is really like the hardest work we gonna smile through is what that means. You know, we've done, that's what that kind of means. And so to me at least. And so I carry that kind of vibe to me when it comes to the shit we go through. Like you have to smile. I've heard JR tell me that too sometimes. Sometimes your smile is all you have.
That's it. That's so true.
Yeah. And so yeah, I really rely on that as a person on a daily, like a mantra kind of thing. Because Lord knows we go through it all every day. So when these disasters come, it's like, yeah, like you say, it's like, nah, it's whatever. Like we treat it like, whatever, whatever. It's another thing, it's another thing. But all in all, we've been preparing for this all the time. We've faced these things, these traumas over and over and over and over. And so you
Let me
come to a
ask a
point where you're
question.
like, yeah,
Let me ask a question. We think that dealing with these kind of traumas and like using humor and stuff to get past it kind of prepared us to be numb towards all this gun violence that's going on. Because we kind of turn around and do similarly the same with it.
in a way, yeah.
Yeah, I think it definitely has contributed. I mean, part of when I was doing my grad studies, my final dissertation had a component of like kind of measuring how traumatic events impact like young people and their like sleep quality and their like ability to function in school, like post-disaster, post-traumatic event. And the numbers, so I was actually able to get the entire fifth form year group of that particular year to answer my survey. Big up to ALHCS one time because they facilitated that and they were really militant about it. I'm really appreciative.
Big up to them, yo.
Yeah, and the numbers were crazy because when we think about traumatic events, we often just think about like human to human trauma, the trauma that we cause each other.
Mhm.
But I mean, these catastrophes that we be facing on a almost yearly basis, they do have an impact on people. Some of the students really only said that Hurricane Irma was the most traumatic thing that they've experienced for some of them, which is, it sounds weird to say, but kind of like a blessing almost, that you have not had to live through like violence or like someone just actively being evilous towards you, right? Um, and so these, a lot of them ranked, the recently passed hurricane to be the most traumatic thing they experienced, and like their anxiety scoring was off the chain. Their depression scoring was terrible. The way they described their sleep quality was terrible, you know? So these things do have like a holistic impact on us as people. Um, and also like having this notion, like having the mindset that this happened to me, like just me. Something that trauma tends to do is like mentally isolate you and kind of make you forget, or yeah, kind of make you forget, or make it easy to believe that you're the only person in the world dealing with what you're dealing with. And when you
So
don't remember that you can rely on community, like community is one of the strongest like predictive factors of mental well-being and actual physical health as well. Doing activities that build community, those are things that are really, really good for like fortifying your mental health and your emotional health, your spiritual health, right? So it's like, believe in the lie that you are the only person suffering. It's a very compelling lie when you're going through stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I'm able to see the humor that's being used as like an effort for people trying to connect with each other so that they can have that network, that support network, to be able to say,
Right.
"Why we've been through some shit, eh?"
Yeah.
Oh, because
What I said,
at
yeah.
the end of the day, the only way out is true together.
Right. No, that's facts. I got something to say to that, but yeah, go ahead
I
now.
I forget.
Okay.
James.
I
Mhm.
Is
I
it?
see. No, I no no.
Hmm.
You had
It was something that she was saying. I was going to springboard off of just so quick. But I forget. Carry on
no
though.
the sorry. The thing you were saying though is interesting because I did see so many people rely on humor, but I also saw to couple along with that. I saw kids that were the happiest I've ever seen them after Irma passed, like the immediate after Irma passed, and we all had to put our phones down. We all had to
My
put down
God.
everything and had that moment where people were actually like kids were actually playing in the street. I'm talking like old to young kids. I'm talking about even the older heads, the 18,
High
19-year olds,
schoolers, yeah.
the high schoolers, like all of them, young men, old men, everybody was outside for the most part. I mean, it wasn't perfect. Nothing's perfect, but you saw a lot more activity on the street and people were like like going to check this person or going to check that person and talking to this person, talking to that person, stuff you didn't see before.
Mm-hmm.
It all went back to normal when power came back, but Lord knows for
I
that
don't know if
second,
I want to call post power normal.
which is something I want to go move on to actually, is do we forget these lessons that we're talking about too quickly? Like, does this stuff just in one ear out the other as time pass? Are we too quick to forget the lesson? You know?
Okay,
There's
let me
one
say
last thing
something.
I wanted to touch on before I close off and hand it over to somebody else as well. But you guys remember, because in the midst of the whole passage of Alma, there was like this massive outage of telecommunications, obviously no internet, no nothing. So it's like we were in the dark as to what the heck was really going on. Like I can't remember like how we actually got clear that the hurricane had actually passed. I
The
think I
radio.
yeah, I think like I guess one or two, but then again it's like how like who didn't have radios? Like okay, cool, because remember we lived in a modern time where we expecting to get a text something to say, clear from DDM. But that instance where it's like, wait, it got two other hurricanes behind it?
Yeah. There was
Yeah, I
that
Incredible.
mean,
moment.
Alma Jose Maria, and it's like, and like
Incredible.
when you actually do finally jump on the radios, and then like you hear like the kind of damage like places that St. Martin would have experienced, and then it's like St. Martin did actually get hit by, the remnants of Jose Maria, and it's like, what if we had actually get, you know, a taste of those other two storms that actually came after It's like I happened to actually stay with my parents during and it's like, if the windows, the doors, the furniture, and everything done gone already. Yeah, I mean, barely finding material to actually reboard up the shell of the house that you got now. Now we got to face two more storms, Miss. And then the part that pissed me off is come back down to my house here in North Hill. All the boards off it. Not a thing happened to the house. I got inside, literally mop no more than this much of water. So that's why it's like people used to be wondering like why in certain cases it felt like this storm had very selective damage.
Mm.
Whereas like as I say, I experienced like literally staying in a house that got completely destroyed.
Yeah,
And now
but
I got back
Romero,
to this other house and it's like, damn, I could have sleep here.
my experience was very similar to you because
Mm.
I stay with a partner of mine, and my house get root up. I literally saved this man's life, bro. From a glass busting in his face, like a window, like pull him out the way,
Why
pull him.
is glass always busting around you?
Yeah. I Stone Cold Steve Austin, every time you hear
You said don't throw stones in a glass house, bro.
every
What's
time you
wrong
hear the
with you?
glass bust, you know what time it is. Yeah, I step in. I save, bro, right? But the thing is that I went back home and it was like Romero, like nothing was wrong with my house
Like
at all.
anticlimactic, bro. It's like why did they even
Anticlimactic? What about you tripping, bro? A happy life? You
no? But it's
crazy?
like why did they even leave here? Like why?
In that way, yeah. Anyhow, yeah. But for me was a different experience to like I think everybody else because like I could like this quick little story, right? I can remember I even put it in a song, yo. After Irma, I say post Irma generator working the recording booth. This is me and Keo up there with a generator run way down the line and we recording music after Irma. No power, you crazy, but we still in production. You crazy? Now,
Yeah, man.
this is the type of things like for me personally in life in general, like one of my main philosophies, I would call it, I guess, is like I don't really hold on to much of the negative stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that has weigh you down and make you a terrible person in general. So, my basic memory, when I could call on my like level 1 memory before I get deeper into the memory slots, is mostly is something positive. So yeah, Alma was crazy. I did save bro life. The window did blow open. It did blow open the back door, but you know what that did? Stabilize all the weird fucking
Pressure.
barometric pressure and bullshit. Bro, we was on the back porch chilling with we there smoking a joint, chilling, bro, in the wheel. Right off the porch and nothing inside the porch. Everything in there is just smooth and calm like Christmas, bro. So for me,
So you just
I know it was a
hide
terrible
during a hurricane,
storm.
you see.
And my son born a month
Wait.
after that storm. So I was, but God bless me where my house was good. So when I moved back here with my family, we were still good. I had an extra car. I run it like a generator to my house. I had fridge. I had fan for my kid that was just born. So and thank God for people like Devon and other people that know my kid was born. Them man had access to like emergency relief stuff. The man bring me bales of Pampers. I buy this man one Pamper until you're like 2.5 years old. You can imagine, because when they bring, okay, size 2. Yeah, Devon want more size 2. All right, I'm bring size 4 next time. It's like every time he come and I racking up. All right, bring me size 8. No, this man on now size 3 by 4, bro. You understand what I'm saying? They're racking up Pampers, bro. Big up Devon one time for that.
I
My,
think that's so like stories like that is like really like so important to remember, because again, you in like, this didn't only happen to you. Like Irma didn't only happen to me. This whole country went through Irma. St. Martin was going through it the same time we were going through it. We were seeing videos coming out of Antigua and Barbuda. Most of Barbuda. We saw
Yeah,
clips coming
Barbados
out of
was
St. Kitts. When she was making her way up here. So we like, that's why I was saying earlier, like trauma has a way of like kind of making you believe the lie that only you have experienced this
wait, hold
really,
on.
really bombastic event. Yes.
Hold on. Let me
Remember.
interject in here really, really quickly, right? Because I don't want it to seem like, oh, I was just getting blessings through this time. Because at the time, I had like a small little business doing landscaping and stuff like that, and I was living in Little Harbor. So what I did after the storm, I went around to all like the older folks who had trees trudging in them yard and stuff, and I just like clean that shit up for 'em. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you got some place to burn it? We could burn it right there. Boom, boom, boom. Bro, me and them people been good like forever. I would just be passing around.
Bro,
Oh yeah, pull me over, give me a case of drinks or something, just randomly. That for your son. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, and that ended up even helping me to do like a little landscaping business. Car, I would constantly, they would call me, oh yeah, I need my yard cut. Don't worry, I'm gonna get something this time. These man know it turned to a job, a constant,
yeah,
so I could always go and make some money. It literally was cleaning the whole of Little Harbor at a point in time. You
that's dope.
understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like
That,
one hand can't clap, but if you carry a positive step with you in the world, something's gonna happen. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
They like, you can, if you're always looking for the positive, that's what you will see. If you're always looking for the negative, it will always find a way to slap you in your head back.
Yeah, head back
All
to
right.
real.
If you could leave, so we're gonna wrap this up now. I'll tell you, it's gonna be a quick one. So, if we could leave everybody with one tip for disaster preparedness that you have experienced and learned from, and that you think would help somebody out there, what kind of tip would you give them? That's something I just came up with, so suffer with me.
All right, let me give you my tip. I'll be real quick, right? I would think, for one, pay attention to the emergency alerts and stuff like that. Whatever going on, pay attention to that type of stuff, because that really matters. Then people ain't just in the office typing up this stuff and nobody to pay attention to, right? So
Exactly.
that'll be like a big thing, right? Make sure that you're in some place secure. If your house don't seem secure enough for you, get to a different location. There's always places that they put as safe locations, whether it's for a flood, you know what I mean, like a tsunami warning or a hurricane. There's always places you could go to be a bit more safe if you don't feel safe in your own place. So for me, like that's where I would just quit it right there and let somebody else take the mic. You check? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say, just to piggyback off of JR's input, we actually fortunately we only had one fatality, um, in terms of after the passage of Alma. In, God rest his soul, but that in itself could have been avoided as well.
Don't
So
I know it?
again, yeah. So again, yeah, definitely. Because after Alma, I used to be working at the water corporation. After Alma, I would have transitioned to the fire department, and there is a good chunk of hurricane shelters that you guys can actually seek shelter in. So in the event where it's like, yeah, we got, and I wouldn't even say don't even think that it has to be a category 4 a 5 hurricane. If you just feel that you actually just need that degree of shelter and protection, just get your stuff together, which, by now we all should have some degree of
I'll
some kind
go
of
back.
bubble bag, a case or something set. In the first instance where you just have that gut feeling like, yo, I need to get out of here, do it. Um, my input would just be, in regards to hurricanes is, just play it safe. That's my thing. Just play it safe. We know we have this tendency of wanting to venture out after the eye of a storm starts to settle, knowing that the second half is gonna kick back up eventually. And some people have this weird tendency of wanting to go from the tip of Jungs Hole to the tip of West End and hoping to make it back home before everything starts to go crazy again. Don't do. Don't do. Yeah, I mean, because God forbid, you never know what happens. You end up out there
No,
stranded,
yeah,
especially the people that are driving.
Hmm.
They're like,
yeah.
God forbid, because I remember even after my car, strangely enough, my car was fine, like barely any damage. My car actually did a couple of 360s in the yard because it was parked one direction before the storm. After the storm is finished, parked in the opposite direction. So you know what that would do. But so me and my dad, going to check the other houses that we have. Coming back from one, my serpentine belt broke. So even though it's like we were able to at least get it back home, that in itself could have left us stranded if we probably ventured further.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, we didn't even fully know that the eye of the storm had actually passed. So you
Yeah,
technically
because we didn't really
we
get
didn't
the eye.
experience the eye.
We didn't
Exactly.
really get the eye.
So we were just hustling to just kind of secure back, the houses that were hit, put back up some boards and try to get back home. And then it's just like, Brand car decides to want to break down in the middle of the freaking highway. So it's like, just play it safe. If you don't necessarily need to venture out from where you are, just
I don't
resecure.
think you need to venture out at all. Period.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but as I said, there's
Yeah.
just some people that they got to. And then again,
They
we live
don't
in a
got to. Fucking
No, but
stay
I-
inside.
no,
Stay
but as I said, we live
inside,
in a
silly
social media
ass.
culture now where it's like everybody wants to plug their phone and document something. But it's like,
Shoot it through the boards on your window.
yeah, I'm saying.
I still had Snapchat at the time, and
Man.
I was like, so you don't. Okay, this is my one thing that I want to see. Why are we boarding up our whole house? We don't listen to disaster management when they say leave a window or door open.
Nobody hears that.
And that's why so many roofs went. Like
No,
the point of not doing that is so that you can allow the breeze to, like, the wind to pass through and to, like, kind of, like JR said, stabilize the pressure, right? Because yeah, don't board up your whole house, people. Make sure one of your doors is easily openable so that you can get out if you need to get out, and make sure that one of your windows or something on the opposite side of whatever direction the wind is blowing through can be opened. And remember, wind changes direction after the eye passes. So make sure you can close that window and open another one on the opposite side of your house.
but
It's gonna save your ears and possibly your roof and your windows.
and
Please, I
hopefully your
beg.
life.
And hopefully your life.
Yeah,
The
let's
first-
put
Please,
that
I
in there.
beg. Please, I beg. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Very practical. Very practical. I like that. I like
Don't
that.
do that.
I
But
like
I
that.
also didn't share my Oma stories. I'll give you 3 quick points real quick. Number 1, the most beautiful sunset I have ever seen in my life was the day before Oma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sky was so beautiful.
I think I got a drone shot of that.
It was so
And
beautiful.
they were hot too. Go
It
ahead.
was hot. Yeah, it was still. It was just like,
They're gonna be the hottest day of your
Not-
life.
yeah, they like the trees outside was doing a mannequin challenge. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Another memory I have is seeing the one person who was deceased because his house is across the street from mine. Seeing him walk towards his house, and I think one of his family members it was that came, like, stopped on the road to, like, tell him, hey, I come for you, and he was like, nah. And I was like, please, sir. And he said I was born in that house, and if I got a dead
And
name,
he
and I was like,
complete the
why
cycle.
we saying that?
Complete the cycle, bro. It ain't too
Then
soon.
way too soon.
It ain't
Then
too soon
it
to
didn't
say
even
that.
happen. It didn't even happen yet. Like, but I
Sorry.
say what he said. Next thing I remember was thinking, why is it raining in my room? I have shutters on my windows. Why is the rain being pushed through my closed windows that have shutters on them?
Some real
Alma, you're rude.
anti-gravity stuff, bro.
Alma is rude. Another memory. The same car thing that you talked about, Romaro, I literally saw with my own eyes. Alma playing with my neighbors' them cars. It was wild. It was wild. She was just out there causing havoc. She come through like a toddler, belly first round the corner, just ready to cause trouble. Amazing. And then our doors got sucked out. Our front doors got sucked out the sockets, and electrical pole was like a battering ram ready to fly in the house. And I was just like, so this is how it happens. This is how it happens,
silly,
huh?
bro.
They
That's
say,
a real
yeah,
Final
yeah,
Destination.
yeah. I wonder, yeah, we all watch Final
Bro.
It had to be a hurricane.
Could it be the truck? You want to come drive on these UK motorways with me? How many times I think is the truck, bro? Bro,
Mm-mm.
the truck,
Last
bro, with the logs, bro. My
Truck.
God, man.
last
Let's
two
not talk about
memories.
that. Go
Around
ahead, go ahead.
o'clock in the morning. I finally, after it started to quiet down. The neighbor screaming at the top of her lungs because she would have discovered the gentleman.
Yes, ja.
And so my parents went over. My mother went and grabbed either a curtain or a sheet because a whole community was now coming out. And you know how I feel about videos and photos and stuff like that. And my mother was like, not today, not on my watch. She covered the body because
Yeah, big up your mom. That's a serious lady, too. That's my girl.
Yeah, yeah.
one time for the one time, happy Mother's
You
Day
don't
soon.
know.
I'm telling
but
you, big up all the
happy
mothers
Mother's
one
Day.
time, same way. I don't know when y'all gonna see
Same
this
way.
episode, but big up to the mothers then, y'all.
Yeah.
Gang.
And last memory
That like
was
12, though.
we like twins, right?
No. I said I was like 12 memories, though. I'm just fucking with you.
Well,
I'm fucking with
last
you. I'm fucking
memory
with you.
that I want to share was similar to what Akio said. Like I didn't stay in Anguilla long after Irma. Like I had to pack my bags and go to school. So I was on a plane like less than 2 weeks later, to the UK. But like watching my niece and nephew play in the yard, play with the other kids in the area, that was, even though we just lived through what we lived through, it was a very twisted way of thinking, making it through that was worth it to see this.
True.
Like remembering seeing like my friends bring bales of like, hey, I just got a bunch of chicken. I brought you some. Or I got some hot dogs. I brought you some. Like
Ain't
all
nothing
of that
twisted
stuff.
about
We
it.
got loads of coconuts. We had water for time.
Listen,
It
ain't
was
nothing
so good.
twisted about it. It was just, they
It is
say you can't appreciate the good without the bad. That was just it rammed in really,
Yep.
really fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the bad coming, the good had to come, right?
Yep.
It had to come.
It had to
But
come.
let me say one quick thing, quick. Big up to Irma. Gave me my first viral post that I ever made. Created something that went all around the Caribbean. You check. I create Anguilla Strong. Went Dominica Strong, VA Strong. Carrie put on a whole Caribbean concert called Caribbean Strong. I mean, I coined that phrase, so let me beat myself real quick, and
Big
y'all
up
can
the
take
lion
this
one
shit back
time for the
over
one time.
now, gang.
Boop. Originators, So okay, my one tip as we close out is get a radio. Wow. The radio actually
One of them wind up ones too that is work
one of those.
regardless.
Yeah. That radio, regardless of where you are too, even if you in the UK, if you in the US, Canada, anywhere, a radio is still one of the best forms of communication when you're trying to receive emergency updates.
Yep.
And y'all need to know that. I didn't realize that. That was one thing that hit me heavy when we were listening to the radio as the storm was hitting, and they had the St. Martin DJ there, in the radio station, and they were like, yeah, and we still here, and I think that thing going on. It was crazy. And that was one of the wildest things I ever hear in my life, bro.
But
Honestly.
I've never thought about that, bro. But let me
Just respect to those people that actually just go to work, be like,
bro,
Yo,
bro.
respect.
yo, how I gonna wing this, my son? I walk in the middle of a hurricane. I don't know whether somebody's sleeping in my bed right now.
Get us mad 10 salary increases.
Yo, bro, like, yo,
Expeditiously.
imagine I stuck behind a microphone for at least 24 hours in the middle of a storm. No,
Crazy.
bro. No,
Good
no,
time,
Love
bro.
your
good
job.
time to be single. Like Carnival as well. Best season to be
Yo,
Is
single.
we
it
got
too?
done on that. I got done on that one there, bro.
That is closing
Yeah.
line.
I mean, I just
Closing line.
saying, yo.
Gang, I'm out.
That is closing line. Randy.
Closing line being Armor was one of the best resets Angola had needed in a
Yes,
long while.
yes.
It
yes.
didn't really reset shit, though. Let me just be realistic. Y'all had a little one moment that some cool breeze passed through. I say y'all, I mean, and me too. We had one moment, a nice little quick breeze passed through, and we all got good memories to live off of it forever. And it just get fucking worse. Let me be the
I was saying
pragmatic realist in the fucking room.
it was a good social reset, but the hard drive crashed afterwards.
For
so.
the
Very
people
soon
who could
afterwards.
appreciate it,
That's
it
a whole
was a
different
good one.
debate,
Yeah,
That's
true.
a whole
I just
different
saying,
debate.
for the people who could appreciate it, it was a good reset.
Mhm.
But that's not the majority of people.
Mm-hmm.
The
Listen,
majority
I
of people
remember-
selfish into themselves, and they only care about what they could gain personally. They
I
don't care
remember
about their
working
neighbor.
in the emergency operations center, just volunteering for a little bit afterwards. And let me tell you, people came and were like feeling like they were entitled to getting a whole
You
bunch
see
of
what I'm
stuff.
saying?
oh, yeah.
And they didn't realize that because it was primarily Red Cross stuff. They didn't realize that Red Cross had to come to your place, assess the damage
Yeah,
before
yeah,
they
yeah.
are able
Yeah,
to like
sign off for it.
record and document what they're able to give you.
And
You
how
can't
fast
just
that
come and
happen?
assume, yeah.
How fast them change them attitude and come over there with entitlement? How quick was that? 10 seconds later, bro. My son wasn't even born yet, and he born a month after Irma. And then what done Rudical like that. So God bless them soul. And for the ones who could appreciate the reset and the gratitude and the love
Mhm.
towards each other, just genuinely, like big up to
Mhm.
all them people, bro.
I think what spoiled us was the fact that we just was just walking in, like we wasn't like, what you call that? I got to talk. But we were just barging into like broken down stores, taking whatever resources
I ain't
that
do
we
none of
want.
that.
Like,
I ain't do none of that, bro.
we's good upstanding citizen, but for the
I
people
ain't no
them
good
that,
upstanding citizen, my nigga, but I don't
looting-
thief.
what I'm saying is,
The looting was real.
if persons was so concerned with, oh shit, I was warehouse ripped in half, we going to take up rum right now, come with your truck. It's like from the time that start, it's like, oh yeah, that's it.
Wait, they did that?
Yes.
See, I don't even remember that. Again, back to my mentality. All the bullshit that happened, bro, I don't even care about it. Because at the end of the day, life still keep moving on.
There was a big divide of the opportunists, and then the different divide of the people that, okay, yeah, in spite of all that going on their side, we can come together as a community, and we can keep some kind of normalcy. We can look out for each other. And
Thank
we
God
ain't
for
got-
people like them.
Yeah, and we ain't gonna lower our morals and standards just because of a natural disaster. We can still be human.
So, and subject, if that what we're doing after a natural disaster, imagine if COVID come back into place again. We gonna go wild, bro.
Man.
We gonna go wild, bro. So I don't think we learned anything.
I think Oh, I got some real opinions on
Yeah,
learning
we could
that.
just go back to that topic next week, yo. I swear to God. We
Yeah,
should just
that's
revisit this
different.
topic next week to the
to be
end of it.
continue.
Like we do the if we learned anything portion of this subject next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like, we
serious.
learned a lot of things.
I think we did as well, but I
Okay,
just
okay.
think
Let's
generally
pause here.
certain people ain't learn shit and carry
Them
on.
guys hear that? We're gonna carry this on next week. We could chat some more about this in the Discord. Y'all, this has been Diaspora Addict. Catch us on all your social medias and all of that. Yeah. Peace out. You don't know. Blessings. See you.